Alright, so what's up you guys? It's me again, back with another video. Um, this video is gonna be a little bit about the motivation behind what I'm doing and why I'm doing what I'm doing. So let's start off with the basics. About 5 years ago now, I was with a person who I was happy with, a person who I loved and could see myself in the future with. I met her parents, met her brothers and family members from wherever the hell they were coming from, Arkansas and all these other places, but they seemed like okay people. But behind my back, not all of them had my best interest in as far as me and her being together. And I knew that. The moment that I met them, I kind of knew because of the questions that they would ask me. And while we were in our relationship, things were going good. And then it was like the more time passed, the more she started to kind of expect things of me. And I knew it wasn't coming from her, because as a as a person who could be a father one day, I wouldn't want my daughter to be with someone who is a low life or anything like that. Not to say that I am, because I'm far from that. It's just that people perceive things and they like to judge a book by its cover and judge you based off what they see and not what you are as a human. So that happened. I knew the information and the questions that was coming from her towards me wasn't coming from her directly. It was coming from another source. And I knew it was the parents. Down the line, the more she was asking me to basically change and all this stuff and do this and you can be better, and she would use motivating conversations and words to say to me to make it seem like she wasn't trying to change me and that she was just trying to help me as a person. But who needs that? If you know yourself, you don't need someone to tell you who you are, And it was like everything I presented to her as far as the things that I liked, it was kind of like, oh yeah, that's cool. That's cool. It's up to you though. Like, it's all about what you do with it. And if you really want it, then it wasn't like a big, like, oh yeah, I'll help you with that. That's great. Like, it was none of that. So then I knew something was wrong, but I tried to go along with it. I lost my virginity to this girl, this woman, and things were going good at first, and just down the line, it just started to deteriorate. And her parents were getting more and more involved the more I was failing her. She would go back to her parents because she felt like she couldn't talk to me anymore because I would just, feel like I was being attacked by everybody. So she started going to her parents about me, which I feel like she shouldn't have done. And that kind of started messing up things. And I told her from the beginning of our relationship, like, I'm going to be me. I'm not changing for nobody. Like, I told her this, and she was okay with it. She didn't just find anything wrong with me for some reason in the beginning, but down the line, sure enough, she started to want to change things about me, and there was nothing wrong with me. I was the same person from beginning to said end, and friends and family members know me. I'm not a bad guy. I'm all about peace, and like I try to chill. I'm just really down to earth, chill dude. Don't want no trouble, none of that stuff, but it is what it is. So now with that said, we broke up. She broke up with me after a few arguments we had in a relationship and all this stuff. And she would call me lazy, and she would say that I don't want things for my life, and I don't want a career, and I don't want this, and she can't see herself with someone like that. And I'm just like, hey, you do you. So basically, she broke up with me at some point. And that was the start of the motivation. The other motivation was, and the motivation was to get better at being me and do things that I really want to do and not have anyone tell me what to do, and really like kind of just free myself from all these like shackles in the world, like all this governmental and like fucking standard shackles So that ended, and that was the first start of my motivation. The second was the fact that we had to give up our apartment that we had. It was $875, utilities paid, and we had a pool. I was pissed, but I couldn't show it. So we lost that. I had to go to my sister's house and live with her again, hence where I am now. And this has never been a fun situation for me, and I know she knows that. I sleep on the couch opposed to a freaking bed that we used to have, like when I was in a relationship, you know. And there's kids here, a lot of kids, opposed to the quiet and peace time I used to have. So opposed to there where I was, I come here and I cannot play my music, I cannot draw, I cannot do anything that requires concentration because there are kids here and there's loud music, and this is someone else's house. So they're gonna use the old saying, you live under my roof, what I say goes type of shit, and I don't like that either. So that's where I am now. That was the second motivation. And we got into a few arguments, me and my sister and her friend and my little sister who was living here, and it's been a roller coaster of just arguments every other day. Like, it's calmed down only because I decided to not talk to anyone purposely because I'm trying to avoid conflict. That's been a motivation. Part two of why I'm even more motivated. So I got a job when no one thought that I was looking for a job. They were just talking shit about me, like, oh, you don't do nothing, you don't even try. All the while, I was looking up applications trying to get a job. You know, as a black man or black person, it's hard to get a job anyway. Why would you think that it would be easy? I'm just saying. So I got a job. Everyone was all nice now, and basically how it goes in black families, everyone's got their hand out, everyone's nice, and suddenly wants favors, and they want to kind of like shine the light on you and make little jokes like, oh, you balling now, like, oh, you got money, like, nah, I see through that shit. It's stupid, it's fake. So that was the motivation behind it. I got a van because I want to free myself from basically the everyday person, the tie wearing, cube sitting in, freaking just on the computer, just hunched over, go home, repeat the cycle kind of thing. Like, I know what it is to live, and I know what life is about. I wasn't placed on this earth to follow man's rule. I was not. And you can live your life the way you want it. I'm going to know what it is to live my own life. Whether you have the knowledge of what's really going on or not, I'm going to live my life. That's why I make these YouTube videos. That's why I make the music I make, is to inform people of what's really going on. But people don't want to hear it. So it's on you if you're failing. It's on you if you're mad because you got kids and that won't listen and are tearing up your shit. It's on you if you're in jail. It's on you if you got a drinking problem. It's on you if you can't keep a woman in your life. It's on you if you keep fucking up in school or fucking up in just general life, everyday life. It's on you. So I'm leaving people alone now, and I'm doing me. And the motivation behind it all was those very things that lit the fire under my ass to do better for myself, because that's just how I want to live. And that was just a quick video. So just want to let you guys know why I've been so motivated. It worked for me, and it can work for you if you just put the time in. So I'll see you guys in another video. It's been good. Bless.